Howdy friends, welcome back to the Outpost. Today's video we're going to be doing a full review of the Axis 500 4x4 side-by-side UTV. Let's take a look. The Axis 500 4x4 side-by-side made by Hisun Motors. We're going to go through the specs on this little bad boy, go through some of the features, take it out on the trail and see what it can do. The Axis 500 4x4 has a 471cc 4-stroke single-cylinder motor, liquid cooled as well as an automatic transmission, both two-wheel drive as well as full four-wheel drive. The suspension is equipped with dual A-arms with anti-sway system, and the front and rear brakes are dual ventilated hydraulic discs. Axis 500 4x4, it comes in right about 1,200 pounds with fuel capacity of 7.6 gallons, cargo bed capacity of 350 pounds, and a towing capacity of 1,200. Not to mention a front-mounted winch capable of 3,500 pounds recovery. Factory warranty of 2 years. Alright, so let's take a moment. Let me talk about some of the things I really like about this side-by-side, as well as a couple of the problems that we ran into right out of the gates. Fueling this UTV is easy. It's passenger side mount right here. Total capacity is 7.6 gallons of regular fuel, 4-stroke motor. On the back side of the Axis 500, you can see on the bed there's a little lever here. There's the one exactly the same on the other side for the quick release hydraulic dump bed. This UTV pretty much comes standard equipped, road ready. A pair of rear view mirrors, 2 detachable seats, multiple safety grab bars made out of rolled steel, both seats, and a roll cage. Safety roof, 2-piece windshield, headlights, high and low beams, turn-in signals, full hazard lights, tail lights, all the bells and whistles. Now, we ran into a couple problems right out of the gates after I bought this thing, and one of them is the band that's located up here for the door. I'll show you a closer look that helps pull this door back into place. It was broken. Now, I realize this was displayed along with multiple other UTVs, so it only had 1 mile on the odometer. However, I'm sure a lot of people open and close this thing, and after a while one of the rubber bands, restrictor bands on here, return bands, was broken on here, so I had to actually order aftermarket ones on Amazon, which came with a 4-pack, and it was like 12 bucks. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's what I'm talking about. These are the little return bands. They're flexible rubber that helps assist the door close and everything. The one right here was snapped from when I bought it, so I ended up getting another one. It's a single screw with a loop that goes back on a little metal rod. So these are little things that are breakable, but there are replacement parts for them. Another problem that we had once we pulled this off the lot and stuff is the parking brake was wound too tight. What that means is when you were starting to drive this, you could hear it dragging on the back wheel, and it was just a whoomp, 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 whoomp sound. So we had to take off this console, this middle console, the 2 seats, the motor's located underneath here, get in there and calibrate that thing, and now that sound's gone away. And this is where your gear shifter is right here. It's got low, high, neutral, and reverse. Straight in front of you is the display screen that you'll see. It's got the mileage, the gas gauge, all that other stuff. This is also equipped with a front-end 4-wheel drive differential. Okay, so it has 2-wheel 4-wheel drive button sitting right here, and it also, if you push the button in, that's how you lock your differential. Okay, but you don't want to just put it in 4-wheel drive lock because it's hard to steer. This is only meant if you get into a situation where you have to get out of a bad spot, and that's where the power of this little UTV comes in handy. Down here in the front console, you can see there's a couple cup holders, little compartments and all that stuff. This little compartment right here happens to open up. You can stow some other things as well as up on top underneath the display. There's another compartment that's kind of magnetic. This opens up. It's a great place to put cell phones, not to mention a full glove compartment sitting right there. One really cool thing about the Axis 500 4x4 is they make a ton of accessories, such as full cab enclosures, cab heaters, racks, you name it, and you can hook this thing up just as good as one that's twice the price. All right, well, let's start this thing up, take it on a trail, and see what it can do. Oh, did I mention this thing comes equipped with 2 seat belts, and if the driver is not wearing a seat belt, it won't go over 5 miles an hour. Wow, this thing is a lot of fun. We got to a point here on one of the back roads. We're going to go off-road onto one of these little trails and see how this thing performs in different terrain. Alright, so we've made it out to the end of this particular trail. We're in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Behind me is Brush Creek. You've seen me do some videos and stuff. What a quicker, easier, safer method to get out into these remote areas. The Axis 500 4x4. We're going to head on back out of here, and I'll catch up to you once we get back to the outpost. One thing I did want to mention is in this particular UTV, when you get off the road, you get out onto some of these beaten paths, the trails, you're going to want to stop, put it down into low, because we want to power our way through things. High gear is made for, you know, running quicker and being out on the road and stuff like that. Like, we're out here on the trail, there's lots of mud and all that other good stuff. I've got some logs I got to climb over, so we're in low gear. Wow, that's a lot of fun. The Axis 500 4x4 made by Hisun Motors. This is an excellent UTV for the price. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. I had no problems getting through whatever terrain is out here, and there's a lot of terrain, a lot of hills, a lot of back rolling country over here and stuff, so you can't beat it. All right, well, that's the review of the Axis 500 4x4 UTV side-by-side made by Hisun Motors. Exclusively sold at the local Lowe's home improvement store. Now, at the beginning of summer, they had a whole line of these sitting out in front of the store with the MSRP of 10,000 bucks, and I wasn't ready to pull the trigger. Well, a couple weeks ago, I saw one left that was sitting there, and it was marked down to $74.95. I said, I'm getting it. Come with 2-year protection plan, went in, did the paperwork at the desk and stuff, spent $500 more and got an extra additional 2-year protection plan, which is a full 4 years protection. If anything goes wrong, they will take it and they'll fix it free of cost and stuff. I highly suggest, if you're going to get into the world of side-by-sides and UTVs, learn what you're getting into. This is completely road ready, got all the bells and whistles, everything. But here in our local area, I don't know if you saw the back, I have a little orange triangle. You have to at least have some sort of marker on here as a slow moving vehicle. And that being said and everything, I'm happy as a lark up to this point, and it makes it so much easier to get out there to those little creeks and way out in the middle of nowhere a lot quicker, a lot safer, so you can have a lot more fun out in the woods. Got any comments or questions, leave them down below. Until next time, I'll see you on the outpost.